Hey guys, this is Kate and I wanted to make a video and kind of show you how I do Project Life and my most used things. I'm not going to go through like adhesive and ink and that kind of stuff really because, I mean, everybody pretty much uses the same things. Or if that's something that you want to know about, I can do a separate video like getting more in detail. This is just kind of like a general overview with my like process and go-to things. So first of all, I mostly use the Project Life page protectors that are like this. Like I just took a 12 by 12 piece of craft paper and drew out the layout of them. So they're 4 4x3 cards and 4 4x6 cards, and the 4x6 cards go vertical and the 4x3 go horizontal. And then the other way of doing that is to flip it this way where it's the opposite. So you have the 4x6 that are horizontal and the 4x3 that are vertical. So I just put little arrows to show like which way they go. So the first thing that I'll do is look at and I decide which way to do it based on my photograph. So if I have more 4x6s that go this way, then I'll use this one. So just as an example, like I have this photo, this is just one that I'm working on, and then this little thing that I made for a different insert, but then I ended up not using it, so I'm just transferring it here. And then a 4x3, and here's another 4x3, but I really want this on the same page because it's about the flight to California. So I'm just going to put it this way and then put some other things around it. And then I have a couple other photos that I'll probably add here and there. So this is how I kind of lay it out. And I will take the next page or the page before it and kind of put it next to it, you know, like just to get my color scheme. I don't necessarily match them, but I don't want like bright reds and oranges next to, you know, some really muted colors. I don't want there to be a disconnect, but I don't necessarily try to make them matchy-matchy, if that makes sense. So I'll talk about photos for just a minute. Some photos I print in 4x6. Like for instance, this is a picture I took out of the airplane, and it would be lost on a 4x3 photograph. Like you wouldn't really get the scope of what it is. It would be really tiny and it wouldn't like have any impact. So I like to mix 4x6 pictures in with other things because I find that most of my like ephemera and things like that are smaller. So in order to have a good balance of photographs and like blank cards or just stuff, I print some larger pictures. And then I print mostly horizontal 4x3 cards, or at least I try to at least, but sometimes that doesn't happen. And I print in black and white and in color. And I print these on an Canon selfie little home printer. It's nothing fancy. So I just have a stack of photographs, and I kind of put them in chronological order, but I'm not a real stickler about chronological order. I'm more a stickler about them flowing on the page. In other words, that they look right on the page and that they tell the story right on the page, not necessarily that they were taken one right after the other, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's kind of the basics, the photographs, how I arrange things, and now I'll get into like what I use to make a Project Life page, you know, look the way that I like them to look. So here are some of my like staple tools that I use that are more than just a scissors and that kind of thing. There are three punches that I use a whole lot in Project Life. There are these two Martha Stewart heart punches, and then this Jenny Bolin little tab punch. I find that this is the perfect size to layer on top of a 4x3 card or 4x6 card. I love that. And then these are just like, you know, to make little hearts and things as accents. And what I usually do is, you know, it punches more than one normally. Well, at least the hearts does. It punches a whole bunch. So I just stick them in a little bowl off to the side, and then I can take from there when I'm working on a page. And then I love the American Crafts glitter tape. So I have a few different colors here. I'd like to get a thicker gold, but it's kind of hard to find. So I have those, which I really like to use. It just adds a little something. Then, oh, I forgot to, then of course I have my memorabilia, and this is, I just got married, so I have a lot of, and we went on our honeymoon, so I have a ton of memorabilia that I'd like to include. So I just stick them into these like mailing envelopes, and then I usually will label them. I need to label it. And then I'm a postcard collector, so these are some postcards, and they're 4x6, so I might include some of those into a page. Some washi tape. I try to limit myself when about picking washi tape, and if I'm working on a certain section of things, like a certain week or month, I don't really do Project Life by week, I do it more by month. Then I'll try to say, okay, I'm going to use like these 6, so that way if I don't use all the same papers, there's still something that's cohesive throughout that month, and it's usually the washi tape, only because I don't have room on my desk to pull out like a whole bunch of containers and things, so I just try to keep it. And then I'll usually pick one or two roller date stamps to work on for any given layout. This one is just from Office Max. It's just strictly the date. It's nothing fancy, and it's smaller like font than on the American Crafts ones. And then this one is like the one from Valentine's Day, so it's like the love one because it was our honeymoon, so I figured I could use the lovey-dovey. Okay, so some other things that I use as far as embellishments go. I try to keep all of my Studio Calico embellishments that are left over from kits or my like current favorite embellishments in these little things, because it makes it so much easier and there's not a whole bunch of packaging. So all the sequins that have ever been left over from a Studio Calico kit are here. All of the flare, and then these are here's some more sequins, and then these are a bunch of paper clips that were in kits and things like that. So that's all left over from kits, and I really find that I use it a lot when I keep it all together in one place. And then my current thing is gold on everything. So I have just all of my favorite gold. You know, there's some confetti in here, some stars and hearts, there's brads, there's triangles and paper clips and sequins and little glitter things. So they're all just kind of right there, and that way I can have them all in one place and not have to pull out a bunch of different packaging for everything. And then I keep this little tin, and I just have it labeled wood veneer. And in here I have a couple pieces of wax paper, and you know, like when you go to put something on a layout, or you put it on a layout and then you decide that you don't like it. I usually do that with like enamel dots and things like that. Well, I just stick it onto here, and that way it's all in one place and I can make sure to use it. And I go to this first before I pull out an enamel dots. Then these are just a bunch of wood veneer that I changed into different colors. So I used like white enamel accents on a bunch of them, and different colors of stickles on some. These are all white. There's just a whole bunch of different things. Some I painted, you know, just all different. And I like to use these, and I like to have them already done, like if I want 3 stars, because it takes a long time for this stuff to dry. So rather than having to wait and be like really careful and take up room on my desk to dry, I have them already done, and I can just pull from there whenever I need to. So 2 other little boxes that I keep things in, and this is not just for Project Life, this is for just doing projects in general. This one is all labels, so it's like all little labels that come in kits, and if they come like on a page, most of them aren't stickers, they're just like cut aparts. And then at the bottom I have my Martha Stewart label stickers. So these are just mostly from Studio Calico kits. Some are from Pretty Little Studio. Actually, a lot of them are from Pretty Little Studio, now that I think about it. All different places. And I tend to use them more, like I said, when they're like this. This is all sorts of little, mostly like Banana Fish Studio or Ormolu type stuff. A lot of this came in kits also. Some from Pretty Little Studio. All different kinds of just little things that you can put on top of a photo or onto a journaling card. They're also great for layouts as well, because they're good at just good embellishments in general. Okay, then another thing that I keep kind of right on hand is if I have a piece of paper that has like 4x6 or 3x4 journaling cards on it. These happen to be from the new Dear Lizzie polka dot party. This is all I have left. I've used some already, and they were the 4x6 cards. I just cut them all apart and keep them like in a stack. Also, also, if I have a piece of 12 by 12 paper that I really love and I want to use as in my project life, for instance, this paper, which is from the Pink Paisley Color Wash, I just went ahead and cut it into 4 by 6 pieces. This is actually 2. I already used that one, but anyway, so I just cut it into 4 by 6 pieces. And then if I decide I want a 3 by 4, I can just cut it in the middle. So I just keep that there. And then I don't keep a whole lot of paper out on my desk. I tend to keep the current Studio Calico 4 by 6 little notebooks. I love these things. I like them so much better than 6 by 6 for Project Life because I don't have to cut them. I don't have any extra. And they're a thicker like cardstock weight. This one is so, I love this one. It's awesome. It has a bunch of Dear Lizzie patterns. And like I said, they're thick like Project Life cards. And then I also keep like the 6 by 6 because I do use those as well. So I keep those handy. I have this pack of like specialty paper that Tracy Mercy Tierra sent, and I just add to it, and I like to use this if I need a little something extra on a page. And then I keep in this big clip, I kind of went through my 6 by 6 paper pads a while ago and pulled out like a lot of papers that I thought that I would use in Project Life and for cards really, and I just stuck them all here, and I can just go through this instead of having to go through like every notebook or 6 by 6 album that I have, or paper pad that I have. Duh. So, and usually paper pads have 2 of each, so if I take one out, there's still one there, so I don't like feel like I won't use the other one. Okay, one of my other like definitely most used things in Project Life is stamps. So I have this little thing from Target, and this has basically all of my Studio Calico stamps from kits. And I have the small ones on this little ring, I have the tall ones here, and then all the other ones just kind of like this. I can just flip through them. I hate the new Studio Calico packaging. It's so cumbersome, and so I just take them out of it because I just can't be bothered with the flipping thing and the cardboard, and it falls out anyways, and it's just a pain. So I keep all my stamps kind of right there on hand. And then I have this stack over here of stuff. I have these 2 new little things that I got from Target that I want to make sure to use, so I have them there. I pull out the stuff from Project Life kits, Studio Calico kits, because again, those boxes, like I don't work out of just 1 month's box. I mix them all together, so I just pull them out. So I just have, and here's the stamps from one of the kits I need to put up into the thing. My thing. Oh, I'll wait to show you that in a second. So like I said, I keep all the embellishments. Last month's Project Life kit was probably by far my favorite. It's amazing. I basically pulled all of the 3 by 4 cards because I'll probably use them all. I just love them. And then the 4 by 6 cards are here. I've added some things that, because for like my wedding honeymoon type, I know what colors and what things I want to use. So this is what I did. I just went through and pulled out. These are from like the Pebbles little notebook things you can get. You know, flip books. What am I trying to say? I'll show you in a second. And then some 4 by 6 cards from Project Life kits. And then as you go down, it's just older cards that I haven't used yet. So I keep that kind of right handy because like I said, I want to use it up. And then this is so cool. Okay, this is from Prima, and it is called All About Me, Lisa Gibbons. Who knew she had a scrapbooking line? Okay, what is this? I don't know what the actual name of it is, but what this is, and it is so fun. I've already used a bunch of them in my album. Okay, it looks like this, and I know this looks crazy, but what you do is you pull off a piece. Now this is becoming a tutorial video. Anyways, they're great for Project Life because they end up being 4 by 3. So you flip, it's already scored for you. So you flip it over, and then you fold the sides in. And are you seeing what I'm creating here? Yes, yes, yes. You can either do it this way, which is the way I like to do it, or you can do it this way. But I find that if you do it this way, it kind of leaves enough space to add something into the pocket. So then you just take any sort of adhesive, and you stick it down, and then you flip it over, and you have this adorable pocket. And I don't know if you can see that, but it fits perfectly into a 4x3 space. So this is great for things that you don't necessarily like, maybe want everybody reading in your project life or something you just don't want out there. Or I've said this before, like if your page is kind of busy and you don't want a bunch of handwriting, you can slide in here. I love to use these to slide like receipts and like concert tickets and that kind of stuff that aren't necessarily that awesome to look at. You know, they're not very pretty aesthetically, but I want them included, so I'll just slide them into one of these envelopes. And here is a perfect example. This yellow one is one of these. It's right here. It's from this pack. I just took some Ormolu stamps and embossed them in gold, and then stuck some receipts in there that I wanted to make sure I included, but I didn't want like out, you know, in the open. So those are so fun. Now that I've totally changed gears on this. Okay, where was I? What else was I going to show? I showed all that. I showed this. I think that's about it. Oh, no. Okay, and then I have this little basket here. I have a 4x6 basket, and then I have a bigger that I hold 3x4 in, and I'll show you those in just a second. Oh, I have time. Okay, so this is basically 4x6 and like stickers and things. So I stick any sort of stickers that I want to use in here, or things that came in Project Life kits. All the little alphabets that come in the kits and things are in here. These are the flip pads I was talking about, the Pebbles flip pads. I think American Crafts makes them too. Some more 4x6 cards, a bunch of the Dear Lizzie ones that Sandra, who's Oh Snap, I'll put her link below, sent me, and they're awesome. I love them. I've used tons of them. A bunch of Martha Stewart labels, some more Studio Calico, some L's Studio. I just kind of clip them together here. More Studio Calico, and then these are pattern papers that I've cut to 4x6. So out of scraps or, you know, different things. These are some of those We Are Memory Keepers journaling cards, just all sorts of stuff. And then my standard grid cards that I get from Staples that I love, and then some of the Becky Higgins ones, which I don't love so much. Okay, so that's like 4x6 stuff. And then this is how I store my 3x4 journaling cards. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me see if you can see this. Let me get a little closer. Can you see how they're labeled? Yes. So what I did was I just cut 3x4, or actually a little bit bigger than 3x4, a little bit wider and taller, from some craft cardstock. Then I took a punch and, well, then I just got my typewriter out and randomly typed all the words, and then took a punch and punched around them. And it's just like different subjects. So I have like wedding, favorite, Studio Calico, Skipping 5, Amy Tangerine, Webster's Pages, Cray Paper, American Crafts, blah, blah, blah. Now what this is the big 12x12 pieces of paper that you get like this in collections that are 3x4 cards. Once I start to use them, I will cut them up and stick them into here. And that way I don't have a big pile of like cut up paper, and I have them all in one place, and I can just like flip through them and decide which ones I want to use. Like these Amy Tangerines are part of the, somebody sent me the, from HSN I think it was, and then part are from paper. And like these Webster's Pages, well, they don't make journaling cards. These are cut up from the 12x12 pages. And then my Studio Calico section is all my like leftover cards, and like before you're a subscriber, they sent like a bunch of cards and stuff. And then on the side, I just keep some baggies. I don't really know why those are there. And then these are two little cards from the latest Studio Calico kit. Okay, so that is how I do Project Life. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, or you can write me on Facebook or email me, whatever is more convenient for you. And if you have any suggestions or ideas of ways to, you know, make this process easier, or any video requests, please contact me. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.